What's up once again, Jimmie The G-Him here, wrapping up our look at the 2018 NFL Draft. And today we will focus on quarterbacks, specifically late round or undrafted free agent quarterbacks. I have a couple in mind that were the two I would have targeted had I not picked one of the five that gone in the first round. Would have targeted these two particular quarterbacks late in the draft. Now we're talking about Logan Woodside out of Toledo and Kyle Allen out of Houston. You've seen so much discussion about the best sleeper quarterbacks that came out in 2018. Kyle Allen out of Richmond. He has gotten a lot of pub. He was selected by the Giants. Mike White out of Western Kentucky showed really good film there at Western Kentucky, particularly his junior year playing out under Brian Braun. He's gotten a lot of talk. He was surprisingly selected by Dallas, who had a pretty good rookie the last couple of seasons, and Dak Prescott and last year Cooper Rush. So the Cowboys showed faith in Mike White, trying to groom him to one day possibly being the number 2 guy, or maybe down the road starting somewhere in the league. The Patriots, a lot of discussion was about them. What would they do in the draft? Would they get a quarterback in the first couple of rounds? I had them in mind. What would I do mock draft? Trading up to pick Sam Darnold in the first round. They didn't like the value of the quarterbacks or what they would have to give up to get someone up there. There's a report that Baker Mayfield was high on their list had he not gone one. But some of the other guys like Lamar Jackson, even Mason Rudolph, they didn't like the value of selecting them earlier in the draft, so they went with Danny Etling. That was the Patriots' pick to take a chance, to take a flyer on. They also had other guys drafted like the Tom Brady clone and Luke Falk, Tanner Lee, some guys undrafted, Riley Ferguson out of Memphis, Ben Kirk out of Virginia. So definitely there was a lot to choose for sleeper quarterbacks, but I tell you why Woodside and Kyle Allen were at the top of my list. First of all, you look at Woodside, he's only 6'1", 213. End up being the 7th round pick of the Cincinnati Bengals. You gotta like his production. I see a lot of similarities, or some similarities for his size and production, to Case Keenum. And we saw what Case Keenum did when he finally was able to fit in the NFL system that highlighted some of his strengths. Woodside in the same way, I think, can produce in the NFL if he's in a situation where a team believes in him and plays to his strengths. As a late round pick, that's hardly the case often, but you never know because of injury, as in the case with Keenum. The first couple of quarterbacks in Minnesota, they're getting hurt. You might get your opportunity and you'll have a chance to make the most of it. Woodside had 49 touchdowns with a 69 completion percentage in 2016. He runs an offense with zone read, just mesh point, just one quick read in the passing game principles. That's not concerning because you look at what the Eagles did with Foles and a little what Deshaun Watson was doing in Houston. Those are sort of similar strategies that are becoming more prevalent in the NFL these days. In fact, those two teams, Houston and Philadelphia, I thought they would have been good destinations for Woodside as a backup quarterback to those guys in Watson and Wentz. Now, he's not the athlete those two are. In fact, despite his good testing at the combine, I think he's a below average athlete from the position. When you watch him film, he doesn't do a good enough job of improvising and throwing on the run, in my opinion, and probably take a couple more sacks than he should. But that being said, I think when the play is there for him to make, he's got adequate protection. He can do some things. Now, coming into the situation with Cincinnati, the Bengals picked up Matt Barkley. They've liked Jeff Driscoll for the past couple of seasons, and of course, Andy Dalton is the starter. You always have mixed opinions about Dalton, especially with the Bengals' substandard playoff record, not being able to win a playoff game. I think Woodside has a chance to come in there and over a couple of years time span be the number 2 quarterback. Driscoll offers a lot more athletic ability as far as running. I think if Woodside shows the Bengals what he's capable of, they might have to make a decision on who to cut between Barkley and Driscoll. But I sort of like him if not at Cincinnati. If he gets an opportunity, much like Case Keenum, I like him being able to succeed in the NFL at the minimum as a number 2 quarterback. Now, moving along to this next guy. This is a guy that I really liked. I like this efficiency coming out of high school. And that's Kyle Allen, who last played for Houston. He's an undrafted free agent. Will get his initial opportunity in the NFL with the Carolina Panthers. Now, he started his career at Texas A&M, and over the first 2 seasons there, he had 475 passing attempts, but he produced 33 touchdowns in those attempts. His interception total of 14 was a little high, but given his lack of experience in just a sporadic situation he had there at Texas A&M, first competing with Kenny Hill, then you throw Kyler Murray in the midst. The Aggies just could never really settle on a quarterback, and I think ultimately playing more than one guy at that position, that what helped led to Kevin Sumlin being dismissed this past season. I think if you have a 3-year starter, 3 or 4 year starter like Kyle Allen at the program this past season, Sumlin still has his job. And not only that, I really believe Allen would be a first or second day NFL draft pick. Jordan Palmer, who trained Allen along with Josh Allen and Sam Darnold in preparation for the NFL draft, just had high praise for Kyle Allen. And that's sort of what his high school profile coming out was, that this guy was an elite quarterback, and definitely he was a potential high NFL draft pick. It just didn't work out at Texas A&M. Then he goes to Houston, where Major Applewhite, 4 games into the season, finds that the team will be better if there's a running threat at quarterback. And now he's back to the bench despite completing 76% of his passes through those first 4 games last season. He did throw a few interceptions, but once again, his lack of experience, I think that played a part in just being able, to not have improved and turning the ball over. I think the more he plays, the better he will take care of the ball. The more experience you have as a quarterback, the more you see defenses, the more sure you are. That's the case with any position in football or sports. There's a reason guys normally improve from their first season moving forward. So Kyle Allen's career, his growth was sort of stunted, just not being able to be the main man at the couple of schools he attended. As a prospect, I think he's in the same realm of some guys you are hearing for first-round consideration in 2019. Those are Will Greer, Jarrett Stidham, Drew Lock. I think Kyle Allen is in that conversation. So basically, we're looking at a first-round talent who's an undrafted free agent. He just needs experience. And of course, the trick there is as an undrafted free agent, you're not going to be given the opportunity in the NFL. So the thing he needs most, playing time, it still would be hard for him to get starting out in the NFL. But there you have it. Those are two guys I definitely would have considered late in the draft if those first 5 quarterbacks picked weren't in play for me if I was an NFL team. I think we might hear more of Woodside and Kyle Allen in the future. Thanks once again, and as always, if you like the content here, press like and subscribe.